All right, welcome to episode 2 in answering your online inquiry questions that you have. I'm actually having really fun with this, so this is going to be a really good episode. Okay, so I just pulled some search inquiries, and another search inquiry I saw that I think will be great to answer because it'll add so much value and really set you on a path to really start your marketing off really well, at least with the best foot forward. So the search inquiry I found today was, people are typing in which online marketing is the best. Okay, I'm gonna go a little deep here and I'll work up to answering that. So let's start with the basics. When you're looking for an online marketing agency or a partner or a freelancer or whatever you're trying to do to get started, what you're gonna notice probably quickly is there's a huge spectrum and a massive amount of people that does everything you could ever think of in terms of online marketing. It's a whole it's just massive. So it can get confusing. And what you'll find is whenever you start a business, you probably know this, you really are a salesperson at first and you kind of run everything, operations and HR and all that stuff. So you really are a salesperson. And what that sort of dilutes deciding where you need to start is when you go and find a partner, marketing agency or whatever, they're just selling you. So you might get on phone calls, you probably have, where you feel like no one's really listening to you. They just kind of bark questions at you. You're not sure really what they're talking about. And they're sort of just throwing like testimonials and case studies. And we work with this big brand and that. And you're like, okay. And you're just confused. And at the end of your first call, they're asking for like $10,000 investment. And you're like, I don't even know what this is for. I don't even know. This is like our first phone call. I don't even know you. That probably happens a lot. And most likely their answer is probably always the same for every client, which is, oh yeah, we're going to run, Facebook ads is your answer. Oh, no, Google ads is your answer. SEO is your answer. Build a new website. So what you end up with at the end of all this is just mass confusion. And you and the whole point of mentioning this whole sales thing is because at the end, like I said, you're going to be confused and you're going to think that there is like a holy grail of marketing where you should be. And that's really not the case. What you really should focus on is less about which marketing platform or strategy is best for me and more about spending the time. I say this all the time, spending the time to get to know your dream customers as best and deep as you can. What you're going to find is when you get to that point where you really understand your dream customer, there's going to be a floodlight that's going to just shine a light directly on the solution that you should focus on first. In retrospect, you really should get to the point where your business has profitable marketing channels. You're profitable on SEO, you're profitable on Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn, whatever it is, YouTube ads. You really should get to that point. And the reason is because we're at the mercy of all these platforms. They can flip a switch, like Facebook and the iOS 14 update. That's affecting a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses rely primarily on Facebook. And unfortunately, like relying on Facebook, that's like the only channel they're making all their sales on. So if they lose that channel, there's a big update that smacks them in the face. It's going to affect them massively. It's sort of when Google, I don't remember when it was 2007 or something like that. Don't quote me. We used to run ads. All the ads used to show up on Google results on the right side of the screen, or maybe it's right side of the screen. And companies who only had one profitable marketing channel, which was Google. And when Google updated, literally like threw a curveball and removed that section and made the results part of the organic results, that shook the business world massively. And I'm sure like businesses that went out of business because of this. So retrospect, you really want to have all these channels profitable because when it changes, which it will at any given moment, you could lose profitability on one channel. And if you do, you want to have 3 others working for you. So then you're still profitable. They can go back and make that channel profitable again. Okay. You really want that safety net. It's so crucial, especially as you're getting building and scaling up to more revenue and cash flow levels. So What I would say is if you're sort of just considering, if you're not really doing anything, you're really thinking, what's the best marketing solution for me? Look at your dream customers. Get to know them really well. That floodlight will shine and it's going to give you an idea of what you should focus on first. Your customers are all over the internet, Facebook and Google. But if you only have, a budget to only fund one channel at a time, which really you should do is focus on one channel at a time until they get profitable, then scale from there. You'll be able to determine because you'll have certain things you're trying to accomplish, right? You might determine that, YouTube ads would be the perfect place to do this because you know your dream buyer enough to determine like if they're more on YouTube, that might translate better, or if they're more in a Facebook environment, like maybe they hang out more in Facebook groups than they do on YouTube. Maybe we go, we're going to actually do organic because, X, Y, and Z. This is why, because we know what our dream buyers are doing. So knowing your dream buyers at a deep, deep level, like you would know like your brother or sister, if you have a close relationship with them, or if that relationship you want. And when you get there, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be so much easier to determine what your best marketing solution should be when you're getting started into marketing. Now, if you're a larger company or mid-size, you sort of have an idea what's working and what's not because you obviously have the budget and a team behind you. But at that point, it's really focusing more on the type of messaging and lead flow and sales flow and all that stuff you're putting into it. So guys, I hope that was helpful. As always, if you have questions, you can always schedule a time with me on my calendar in the link below. Just go to samsensei.com. You can schedule it there. Free 45-minute session. We can talk about whatever you want. Typically in those sessions though, what I like to do is give you a bunch of insight into your dream buyer. So then you know how to take that and apply it into your business. So at least you leave with really great info that you could use in your business to help you turn your marketing into something that's profitable. All right, guys, until next time. Okay, just kidding. There is one more thing I forgot to mention in the video, and I think it's really important for you to know. So I'm adding this quick little clip. So the one thing, by the way, I'm kind of out of breath because I just ran out of the office to help my wife carry this really heavy speaker she got. So I need to do Pilates or something. Anyways, 3 things you need to know. There's different types of traffic that you can target, but you're going to consider this after you get your dream customer figured out completely. When you use Google Ads or a Google site of marketing or SEO, that traffic is probably the hottest traffic you can tap into because the people using Google have intent. They have questions. They have things they're looking to get more information on. Research mode. They're actively doing it. And so if you can meet them there, it's going to connect really well, especially if you have the right messaging, because they're already in that mindset. Now on the flip side, there's Facebook and social media platforms in general where they're not really shopping. They might be in the market, like they've used Google and research, but then they got off Google and they jumped on their YouTube or Facebook, and they're just kind of doing the Facebook thing. At that point, that's interruptive. So if you send a Facebook ad their way, you really have to make it a lot more convincing to win that click a bit more than Google because they're not looking for anything. So it's kind of like if you're watching a movie, like you were searching for a car, you got off Google, you went down and watched a movie, and a commercial popped up about a car. You're like, okay, well, I'm watching a movie right now. Okay, you get the idea. Now, in between is YouTube, which is sort of unique because YouTube is used as a research tool, tutorials, videos, and how to do this and that. Really great. So you can have intent-based traffic, but also it is like a social platform in a way. So people can get down the rabbit hole and watch, videos of cats and that sort of thing, and they're not really searching for a car anymore. So that's sort of an in-between thing. Keep those 3 things in mind, but still make sure you know your dream customer first before you even consider any of this. All right, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.